Hello, welcome back to my channel. And once again, I have tried doing a 3D mandala. This is my new obsession. This is my third try of making a 3D mandala, and I think I'm improving. So basically, you start first with the concentric circles, give these arcs, give the diameters, and I start first with the rough sketches, and then I start inking it out. What I've used is a micro tip pen, 0.1 micro tip pen, and then I'm giving an outline. Now 3D mandala is quite different from the regular mandala. Uh, as this is my third time, I have evolved and I've learned many things. uh, the last mandala which I did, I realized I had done many mistakes. So one thing very important when you're doing a 3D mandala is your motive should be in two lines. So you cannot have a single line motive, you need to have a double line motive. And that's where you fill in the work and then you give a shadow effect. So that is the first very important thing while doing a 3D mandala, that it has to be a two line motive. That means your motive has to be slightly thicker. Now this is the last few mandalas what I've done, I've been using watercolor, but this is the first time I'm using the sketch pen. Now these are the brush pen. I love this pen. These are DOMS, whatever you call it, and it's a very cheap thing. I think 200 rupees I paid for a pack of 12 or 14, and the color what I've used over here is all warm color. So red, yellow, orange, and a mustard. Now as you could see, all my designs are thick designs. I have not done very thin design, so that I have enough space to create an effect of 3D. Now while doing 3D, the most important thing is the shadow work. Now here I've used two different mediums. First is the sketch pen, that brush pen, and then my Staedtler colors. Now Staedtler colors are used to give the dimension. So to give a shading, to add a darker tone, I have used the Staedtler color. You can use Staedtler color or any color pencil is fine, providedly it helps you give the shading. Again, while doing shading, you also need to identify the light source. So over here, I have created a light source is on the right hand side. So I'll that's how I do my shading. I created that as my light source, and I'm giving a shadow on the opposite direction. So again, so it's a very simple method. First give the baseline, base color, and then just add the shading. Now the most important thing is to identify where you have to give the shading. Once you know that, then it becomes very easy. So believe me, of course, like you have to do trial and error. You learn. Like this is my third mandala, and I'm learning, and I'm enjoying it. That is very important, because there are many people who are doing mandala, and it's been there. But I wanted to add my twist to it. I wanted to, do something different, and that's how I have developed this style. Of course, it's a long way to go. I know I can improve a lot, but yeah, you start somewhere, na? So anyway, I am enjoying this process, and uh, please go ahead and try it. Or you all should also try. It's fun and it's easy. And if at all you are trying, please tag me on Insta. You can copy the same mandala if you want, and tag me on Insta. My Insta page is Bhargavi Raval. I'll jot down the link also in the description. That's more of my work account. So usually I do only fashion illustration, and mandala is my another passion. Okay, another thing what I realized while working with this uh, brush pen is they are smudgy. So you have to be slightly careful. You have to let it dry before you add another color to it, or before you start coloring it. The next, adjacent block, you have to let it dry, because otherwise it smudges. So you have to be slightly conscious of that, but otherwise it's very easy and it's quick. Uh, the shading is one thing which takes lots of time. So for me, I think I started around 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the evening, and by 8:30 I had completed it. So my evening was well spent. So here, as you could see, that I'm just shading the edges for any 3D effect. To create a 3D effect, the basic idea is just do the darker tones at the edges. So here I have individually picked up one shape. So this tubular thing, I've given both the sides. I'm making it slightly darker. Again, the background yellow color also, I'm creating a shadow effect. So I'm just rendering, slightly shading only the edges, and that's about it. Now over here, another thing what I am considering is the light source. So there are only two things you need to identify. First, do the shading on the edges and slightly darker tone uh, in the opposite direction of the light source, and that's the catch, that's it, and then you are sorted. So in a way, it's an easy method of doing mandala. So I'll try one more mandala, hopefully within few days, uh, and then I'll put that also. The next mandala, I was thinking of not making it into a circular thing, but more of a zentangle thingy. So let's see. I want you all to comment. I want you all to tell me what you all want me to make, and I'll be more than happy to oblige. So if you could see closely, what I'm doing is I'm just using the Staedtler color and giving the edges, making it slightly darker and creating a effect of background. So background is going to be slightly darker than the design. The design, I have uplifted it by making it lighter. Again, I have used white highlighter also at some places to create that 3D effect. So darker tone and a touch of a highlighter, and you are sorted. So that's about it. I'm just adding, keeping on adding shading, shading, shading. So mandala basically, what I feel is uh, very meditative. It's more about focus. The whole idea being, when you do repetitive design, uh, you go in. I personally feel I go into a trance because it's like no thinking, no? It's just repetition, repetition, and somewhere down the line you get into the Zen mode when you're just repetitively doing the similar thing. And of course, when you talk about mandala, the original mandala, the Tibetan mandalas, they are more like a sacred geometry. That's completely a different ball game, and it's not like a circular mandala. There are lots of, like, I don't touch sacred geometry because I am a Reiki healer, and I do crystal healing also. And the sacred geometry is completely different science altogether. So that's a different thing. Like, you know how you have Shri yantra, and there are different yantras. They are more like sacred geometry, and the design have certain meaning to it, and they evoke certain energies. So mandala originally is from Tibet, and that's more like a sacred geometry. But the layman term for mandala is a design which is drawn in a circular, repetitive way. So that is called as mandala. Uh, there are times when I do mandala without using a protractor. That is when I work on my chakras. I find it very meditative, and I find it very healing. So there was one workshop I had done on chakra healing through mandala, and that was once again a very interesting workshop. And I think everybody who participated in that workshop, they really enjoyed it. So the whole idea was, without using a protector or without using any geometrical instrument, uh, to align with your chakras, let your circles go more, go more perfect, more circular. So that's the whole process of chakra healing through mandala, and it was fun. So if anybody of y'all are interested, let me know. I can always do chakra healing mandalas. Usually I have something or another happening, so if you are following me on insta, you will get an update. And I'm almost done. The last circle is the most tedious, and because it's the very intricate design which I have drawn. And it's not exactly symmetrical, so I think I could have done better, but it's okay. Improving. Patience is a virtue which I don't have. So I hope y'all also, if there are times when if you feel that you're not feeling focused and you're not, you're spreading yourself too thin, and just pick up a pen and a pencil, and even if it's not a complete mandala, even if you can't draw the whole thing, believe me, it's very meditative, especially for concentration. The times when you feel agitated and there are too many thoughts coming in, believe me, pick up a pen and a pencil and just start designing, drawing a mandala. Use the colors change, every chakra has their color, and the colors which you use for your mandala also affects your thinking also. Like, being an art therapist, uh, I play a lot with colors, and I know the effects the color have on, individual person. So it's fun. Use colors regularly, and art is a therapy. Every time you're feeling agitated, every time you're feeling angry, there's so many methods, and mandala is one of the method to calm yourself, to be more focused. So this is the last step where I am now. This is the most important step wherein I'm adding a outline. Now, initially I've done a black outline with 0.1, but here I'm using a sketch pen and 0.8, and I'm highlighting. That is, I'm giving a shadow, a darker tone, with a black line at all the edge points, and that's how I'm making the whole sketch look more 3D. I'm enhancing the uh, shapes. So giving the outline makes lots of difference. I've used a regular sketch pen, the black sketch pen, and that they're very cheap. I think you get it for 20 rupees. So you can get, just buy a regular sketch pen. Even if you don't have this brush pen, you can use a regular sketch pen and illustrate it. Anyway, I enjoyed doing this mandala, and hopefully I'll be doing many more. And please write down your comments, tell me how it is, and please tell me if I could improve, or whatever you want me to sketch, I can do it. Again, what over here, what I'm doing is adding a white line. I've used a regular white pen and a pencil. This is my white color pencil. That's about it. It's done. So, hope you enjoyed this. Tada, bye bye. Be safe.